And so he didn't know what he was going to do. His brother Bill Wheeler his brother Bill Wheeler had 3 elevators in western Oklahoma, one in Weatherford, one in Custer City, and one in Bessie. And he talked to my great granddad and he said, "Hey, there's Way Simple Grain in Watauga that's for sale. Why don't we buy it and you can come run it?" And so that's what they did. In 1917, they bought the Way Simple elevator in Watauga, and that's how the name Wheeler Brothers originated. So anyway, my granddad finished school at Oklahoma A&M in 1931 and went to work for, Steve's giving this, and went to work for White Grain Company in Oklahoma City. It's no longer in business, but anyway, he worked there for a while, and an elevator in Eagle City came up for sale. And so my granddad bought that and moved to Eagle City and ran that elevator and farmed. And so we still have that original elevator that he bought. It's not wood clad anymore, but we still have it. In 1938, he was asked to come in to Wheeler Brothers and manage Wheeler Brothers. And so he moved to Watauga at that point, and he merged his little elevator with Wheeler Brothers, and he managed Wheeler Brothers in 38. Then in 1940, he bought his Uncle Bill out, and then in 1942, he bought his dad out. And at one point, he wanted to change the name to just Wheelers, but he thought, there's too much history already. And so he left it as Wheeler Brothers at that point. I'll kind of go through chronologically some of the stuff that he did and we've done since then. I will tell you that the first concrete elevator he built was right here in Watauga, and that was in 1945. And it infuriated my great-granddad. I've read a book that basically the quote was, "That kid's going to spin us into bankruptcy." But that was, he was just getting started. And then in 1962, we built this bulk drive fertilizer plant here in Watauga, and it's actually the second oldest bulk fertilizer plant in the state, and we still use it every day. Going back just a little bit, in 1950, my granddad built an elevator out in the Texas Panhandle, and then started buying a few more elevators there. And that was Wheeler Evans Grain Company. And my brothers and I grew up in the Texas Panhandle because my dad ran Wheeler Evans Grain Company. We sold those in July of '95, and because we wanted to concentrate our business in Oklahoma. And so so that's what we did there. Then in 1962, and Joy, you'll appreciate this, Dale Johnston with W.B. Johnston Grain Company and my granddad, they were best friends, and they decided, since we're best friends, let's start a company together. So they started a company called W.B. Johnston and Associates, and they built the Omega elevator, which was called Wheeler Johnston, and then they had an elevator in Clinton and an elevator in Hooker, Oklahoma, and then they leased 2 warehouses, one in Burns Flat and one in Chickasha. And in the late 60s, they were both kind of doing their own thing and trying to do this partnership, and decided that they should dissolve the partnership. So we kept the Omega elevator, Johnston's took the Clinton elevator, they sold the Hooker elevator, and they turned the lease over at the other 2 places. And then in 1968, my granddad had a real passion for cattle, and so he decided he wanted to build a cattle feed yard. So we started out in 1968, built a 2,000 head feed yard here east of town, and we operated that until 2014 when we sold that to Excel Feed Yard. And at the time we sold it, it had a 27,000 head capacity. In the early 70s is really when we started expanding, and I'll go chronologically through the order of elevators that we've either purchased or built since then. And starting in about 74, we started with Canton, then Loyal, then Kingfisher, then Reading, then Alva, Greenfield, Cordell, Thomas Sealing, to Logan Fay was McNeil Grain Company, so we got those all together. Then we bought an elevator in Enid from Continental Grain, and then we built Dill City, and then our most recent purchase was Gary and Hydro, and so at this point we've come a long way from being a 15,000 bushel wood-clad elevator to having about 20.5 million bushels of capacity total. And we have 18 elevators, 6 of which are seasonal. The past and current presidents of Wheeler Brothers are Frank Wheeler from 1917 to 1938, my granddad Gene Wheeler from 1938 to 1980, Bryce Harris from 1980 to 1985, Steve Smola from 1985 to 2001, Mike Mahoney from 2001 to his recent retirement in 2017, and then presently Ladd Lafferty. And we are going to honor Mike here in just a second. I'm often asked, you know, you have to be really proud that your company's been in business for 100 years, and don't get me wrong, I'm busting at the seams proud. But the thing that I'm most proud of is our employees, because without our employees taking ownership of this company and a vested interest in doing the work that they do, there's no way we would still be in business. I mean, the relationships they've built with each and every one of you in here is just unbelievable. And so, you know, a company like ours, without those relationships, there's no way we'd be in business. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and being part of this, because you're basically our extended family, and I want to thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Neal Hampton. I'm president of the Oklahoma Grain and Feed Association. It's been my privilege to have worked with the Wheeler Brothers Grain Company in our association for as long as I've been there, 42 years. I was fortunate to know Mr. Wheeler. He kind of taught me some things about the industry.